Well, hello YouTube, and welcome to another video on my channel. Today, I'm going to have a look at this new products from ShinHan Art. I'm super excited. These are not available in retail stores in the United States yet, or in Europe yet, but they will be, I think, this fall in preparation for the holiday season. I have one of the very first sets and some of these new half pans that ShinHan has just released. So I am really excited to share these brand new products with you, and I don't want to wait any longer. I want to get right into it. So settle in, because here we go. So I am a friend of the brand to ShinHan Arts, and what that means is that I get to learn about all their products, I get to know the company, and I get to try out new products and give the company feedback and share them all with you. So it's a really cool position to be in. I'm very honored to be a friend of the brand to ShinHan, and they are really cool people. I have been really enjoying getting to know the company and their products, and it's been absolutely fascinating. I'm excited to share what I've learned with you. So ShinHan has come out with this travel watercolor kit, or they're coming out with a travel watercolor kit, and they have designed this so thoughtfully. So it comes with 12 half pans, and it also comes with 6 additional wells, and it has a travel brush. It's super slimlined. It comes with these 12 colors: Crimson Lake, Pale Red, Permanent Yellow Light, Permanent Green, Viridian Hue, Cerulean Blue Hue, Ultramarine Deep, Permanent Violet, Yellow Ochre, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber, and Ivory Black, and they're all single pigments. So that's super exciting. So here we are, first look at what this is. Yeah, I'm really excited. When they first showed me this, I was just blown away. It's so pretty and so slimline. It's totally compact. Do you see? Anyway, wow, this is nice. It's a very solid piece of plastic. Let's see what we got. All right. I don't think it's going to be not nice. I mean, let's just put that out there. All right, so here they did include an extra pamphlet with the other things they sent me, but you'll get a pamphlet in the box: Evolution of a Legend, PWC Extra Fine Watercolors, half pan set, 12 colors plus 6 wells. And so, yeah, I got to spend some time with the folks over at ShinHan, and they let me know about all behind the thought process, the development of this palette, and I'm super excited to share it with you. So it comes with like this vellum piece that you can leave on top. You can take it out, whatever you'd like. It comes with 12 pre-filled half pans that can be removed. Their half pans are very, very nice. They're super thick. And it also comes with a travel watercolor brush. Oh, look at that. It's got, oh, that's so pretty, y'all. And it says ShinHan Art on it. Let's see. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Are you able to get the point on that? There we go. Well, that's just lovely. Okay, so we've got that. I am so excited to use these colors. I want to pull out a half pan and see what they look like. Let's see if they'll, there we go. One comes out. All right, so these look to be poured. And on the pan, it's going to say the name of the color, which is nice, so that if they fall out, you can know what's what. All right. Oh, I see how they've arranged it here. Oh, look at that. Okay. So they've put the palette out like that, rather, right? So I don't know. I usually put my red colors up at top and yellow. So maybe like this. And then it comes with 6 extra wells that are slanted. And you can either fill these with other watercolors or use these like for mixes, you know, from tubes. And if you see here, can you see that it's like kind of a little rough in there? I really like that ShinHan, and this is something I noticed when I took out their half pans. They're also going to be selling this extra palette, like an empty one, with some extra half pans they're coming out with. I noticed when I unboxed their half pans, which are super nice and solid, they've got a little rough part on the bottom, and this is to grip your watercolor. So you know how sometimes you pour watercolor and when they dry, it shrinks and the watercolor cake will sometimes fall out of your half pan. Well, this prevents that with a little bit of grip to for the watercolor to grab onto. And I've never seen this in a half pan before or in a palette before. And I think that's super smart and innovative. So, and that's been my experience with ShinHan. I have to tell you, like taking the time to really get to know the company and the people at the company and what they stand for and their mission and how they think, I just am super honored to have this opportunity to get to know the folks over at ShinHan and really get like kind of this inside peek at what goes on behind the scenes in, you know, an art manufacturer. So this palette is super gorgeous. It's very solid. And then they're coming out with this like expansion palette. So I had already taken this out of the package when I unboxed because I was just so curious. So their palettes at ShinHan, they are plastic, but they have this polycarbonate inside, which is sort of like this clear, not glass, but it's plastic. But it's this gorgeous kind of elevated transparency with the white underneath. You can put some extra colors in there if you want, or just use this as an extra mixing tray. And it sits right in and connects like that and will fit in your, yeah, super slim, super nice. It's light. It's not too heavy. It's solid, but not chintzy and not too heavy. Yeah, this is lovely. This is absolutely lovely. And as an extra mixing palette, I like that. That's nice. Okay. So beautiful palette design, but how do these paint? So they have 104 colors. They have developed 12 of them into half pans. And so they have the first 12 colors that they've made in half pans out of the 104, and I'm sure they will be developing all 104 in half pans. And this is something that I learned about the company as I was getting to know them. They really take their time bringing things to market. They want to do things right. They don't want to rush. They want to take their time and make sure things are done really, really right. And that's something that I'm really learning about, you know, the company and the character of the company and the people. And I really appreciate that because I know I'm going to get quality, and that's been my experience with the brand. So I really want to swatch out these colors. I have never used ShinHan's traditional watercolors. So this will be the first time that I'm actually trying their watercolors. I own their, well, that's not technically true. I own and have owned for several years their tint watercolor set, which I absolutely love. And it's made a home on my permanent palette. And it's been there for several years. So, and their tint set is, I think set is like 12 watercolors with 11 of them have, you know, a white in them. But so I've never tried their traditional watercolors. This will be the first time I'm trying their traditional watercolors, and I'm very excited to do so. So let me grab some paper and we will swatch these out. All right, so I've got out my Cotty paper, this Cotty sketchbook. It's 100% cotton watercolor paper. Yeah, I think I'm going to swatch it out on this. Let's swatch it out over here, and then maybe we can paint something over here with it. They did show me at ShinHan. I think they arranged the colors this way because do you see this little lip here on the end of on the palette right here? This, they showed me, was so that you can wipe your brush off like that. So I'll use the palette like they set it up, and we'll see how that works for me. So this first one here will be Crimson Lake. Okay, so let's go in with the voiceover here and speed up this swatching for you. First up is Crimson Lake. Next is Pure Red, followed by Permanent Yellow Light, Permanent Green 1, and next up is Viridian Hue, which I have to tell you, their Viridian Hue is one of the prettiest that I have seen. It's really, really lovely, as you can see there. Next up is Cerulean Blue Hue, which I end up swatching twice, followed by Ultramarine Deep and Permanent Violet. Next up is Yellow Ochre, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber, and then finally Ivory Black. So these are the 12 colors that come in half pans. And this travel brush that they include is one of the nicest travel brushes I've seen. And it's also like got a beautiful point to it, but it is small. And it's at this point that I realized with my little test paintings that this truly is more of a pocket box than a travel set, and that it's meant for painting small, which is nice and fine. So that's what I did. I created a small little landscape painting, as you see there, on a piece of scrap paper. And then with scrap paper, I actually made a small sketchbook, and I'll link that video down below. It's actually the last video that I posted. But yeah, I created this sketchbook, and it's just the perfect size. And I'm actually going to fill it with paintings. And if you stick around to the end, you'll get to see a sketchbook flip. So stay tuned. But here we go. I started out with a little bird sketch. I've been practicing painting birds, and I wanted to see how these colors mix together. It's an interesting palette because they only include the one yellow. So I wanted to see, and also not a magenta. So I was really, curious to see how this limited palette would mix together and paint together. And as you can see, I think it did beautifully. After the birds, which, admittedly are not the best birds, but whatever, I painted the cactuses, and that was a lot of fun. Now, you see me taking out, ShinHan also sent me generously their new touch markers, which are their opaque acrylic markers, right? So these are like similar to Posca pens because they're acrylic paint pens. And these are their, they have, I think, 12 colors and then 3 metallics. So there's a total of 15 in this package. It comes with, like I said, 12 colors, including black and white, and then 3 metallics. And you'll see me swatch those out. They also have, they sent me a pack of like black and white ones. And right now, these colored pens that you see, these touch markers, come in medium and fine. However, the black and white markers come in medium, fine, and extra fine. And I'll show you here the extra fine markers. I'm actually swatched them all out, and I will do an extensive video on all of this because they're really cool on the markers themselves. But I do use some of them, and I will show you the initial swatches. Today is Amazon Prime Day, and if you are seeing this on the date of publication, right now Amazon has the ShinHan gouache, which is spectacular, on sale for $52 for set A and $57 for set B. If you've ever been curious about it, now is the time to check it out. And here are the initial swatches of the ShinHan Touch Opaque Markers. Extra fine is so cool. As you saw that nib, and I do some artwork with it in my little mini sketchbook here. I'm just trying it out, and I was so impressed with this. It was such a cool product, y'all, because it was so easy to control. I didn't have any skipping of the pen. And, like sometimes with a Posca, it'll like catch on your paper or something, kind of spray or splatter some paint. I didn't have that issue once. And what I really, really enjoyed about this is that I was able to get different line weights, right, and line widths and different marks by using the marker straight up and down or at an angle on its side. I really enjoyed this pen. And you know, I didn't want to use it too much on watercolor paper. I don't know. I just don't want to run out of this pen. I mean, like, it's really cool. But anyway, yeah, I was having such a good time with these products and with this little set that I continued and I painted my entire sketchbook and had fun. So here we are. Thank you so much for staying until the end. I will give you a final sketchbook flip here. This is that initial landscape painting I made, and then I painted some tulips right at the front, and just to see how they would all blend together. And, you know, I think it worked lovely together. I didn't get any muddying of the colors. You know, I was able to layer the background with all of my palette paint. And that's the other thing. Like, I didn't feel like I wasted any of the paint because I was able to use all of it without muddying up the rest of my painting. I had some, you know, problems, and I wanted to lift and layer, and I did so without issue. You know, I already talked about how much I like the touch pens, the touch markers. This piece I had a lot of fun with. So this I just did with Viridian and yellow ochre, and I really had a lot of fun with this and practiced with, and a drop of coffee. But, you know, I really enjoyed practicing my water control with this and the control of the color. I was really able to experiment with lots of different techniques throughout this little sketchbook that I made. I'm really happy that I did this. Here you can see the detail that I was able to get with the brush. It was just the fine detail on the grass. And here again, it was just, I was cleaning up my palette and I did a design with the touch marker. Had a lot of fun with this, almost like a reverse coloring, if you will. Had a lot of fun with that, and then just wanted to play with just some paint straight at the end and finish this last piece and share this video with you. So thank you so much, ShinHan, for sharing these products with me. Thank you all for staying with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and until next time, everybody, take good care. Bye.